Jan, tell us, what is the purpose of the digital storytelling workshops? I mean, you've been running them for some time now. Could you tell us what was the reason behind starting them?
I think multiple reasons. One of the primary reasons was around finding ways and spaces in which women can express themselves. I think often, particularly in women's rights work, we hear the voices of women and we hear about their experiences, but it's not often that we get to hear their own stories in their own voices. And we believe that this is one methodology that can help us actually start doing that in a way that allows women to represent themselves in ways that they choose, which might be very different to ways that others would choose to. So that's the primary driving reason why we do this.
Right. And so what are the elements of the digital storytelling workshop? What is it that you teach participants? And especially considering that they are from diverse backgrounds, from diverse professions. So what is it that you try and do in the 5 days?
Well, two very simple goals. The one is around finding a story to tell, and the other is around getting used to and familiar with the technology that we use. And combining these two processes, we believe, is one way to almost like to hit two birds with one stone. So the one bird is around voice and expression, and the other is around claiming and using technology for women's purposes.
Right. Now, the story circle, it's a very difficult process. And I think none of us imagined the kind of stories that came out during the workshop. What does it involve in terms of skills that a person needs to get people to talk about such personal things and issues that have affected their lives?
Well, I think there's a combination of it's about skills and it's also about characteristics, I guess we can try to separate. I think critical things is empathy. Being able and or rather being willing to also talk about yourself in that process, because as a feminist and as a women's rights activist, I don't think it's acceptable for us to ask others to share of themselves if we are not willing to share of ourselves. So that's the one thing. So there's also this element of being vulnerable in those spaces. The other thing is to listen, and to listen with your head and your heart. But to also listen with another kind of hat on, and that's the kind of media hat, thinking through, okay, what are the most important things of the story that the person is telling, what's standing out for me most, what is the one element that the story can be hooked around. So it's really about being able to listen well, empathize, and also at the same time think quite carefully about what is the product going to be like potentially.
And what is your opinion of the 5 days here in Pakistan? How do you think, if you evaluate the workshop, do you think, did it meet with your expectations? We know that it met with the expectations of the participants. Some things that stand out, perhaps?
It definitely met with and actually exceeded my expectations. No digital story workshop is the same, which is why as trainers we're quite flexible in the approach. But the thing that stood out to me was the sincerity and courage of the people who participated, their willingness to be vulnerable and to risk sharing the stories that they had. What also struck me was a real concern for the product, for the output, that it must be absolutely right. And that was awesome. It was awesome, A, because they seemed to enjoy the process, and B, they also didn't let the technology conquer them. There were some issues, not enough space on the hard drive to save, movie maker kept on crashing. But everyone persevered, and that was amazing.
So now we have 20 stories. What about Pakistan itself? Is this your first trip?
It's my first trip to Pakistan.
And what do you think, how is it different from what you imagined it to be?
It's very different to what I imagined it to be. First I didn't imagine that everyone would be so free. There's a kind of freeness and a kind of optimism which I was not expecting. That's quite infectious also. I also didn't expect to see much security. On the one hand I did, but on the other hand the degree of it was quite surprising. So this feeling of constantly being watched, surveillance, was quite a but at the same time it was the optimism and the energy and the freedom of spirit of the participants which made it be right. So it was all in balance, and I would love to come back to Pakistan.
Great. Now, let's talk about the Take Back the Tech campaign. Last year was the first year that Pakistan got involved, and somehow we surprised everybody by the amount of enthusiasm with which we took part. Could you share a little bit of what you heard or what you saw regarding our TBTT campaign?
Well, those 16 days are really intense days, so often it's difficult for us to stay on top of things. And at the time, I think it started when I was in Bali doing a digital story training.
Oh, right.
And the first message was something like, the tweets are shifting too fast for us to even keep up, and they're all from Pakistan. Do you know we have a Take Back the Tech jingle? Doctors, lawyers, young and old, Pakistan is taking over Take Back the Tech. And most, I remember someone saying, the Take Back the Tech team in Pakistan is rocky. So, big up to
Good to know, good to know. This year will be even better.
We can't wait. We really can't wait to see what you do.
And what did you think? I must ask this question. We had one male feminist on our team of participants. Is that surprising? Is it normal in other countries to have men attend these workshops?
Well, workshops around violence against women, it's not normal at all. Because
Right.
often, well, I won't say normal, it's not common.
Common, yeah.
Mostly because sometimes there's a feeling that having a masculine presence in the room will shift the dynamic of the story circle. But I think it's got to do with who the man is.
Right.
And the feminist man in our presence here showed such compassion and such a willingness just to listen and to be in the space with the woman who was here. So I think he added an amazing and quite different energy to the story circle. And I think it would have been very different if he hadn't been here. So.
Right. Okay. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thanks, Jehan.